Hello there, and welcome to our webcast titled IBS-KBIS Tech Roundup. We're happy you were able to take some time out of your busy day to join us. We appreciate your time and hope you're able to pull some nice tidbits of information away from today's discussion. This webcast is sponsored by Computer Presentation Systems, the GE Home Technology Builder Program, and Lutron. We thank you very much for your support. It's through the support of sponsors like you that we're able to continue to provide information and resources that enable builders to compete more effectively with existing homes by leveraging technology. During this webcast, for the next 45 minutes or so, we'll walk through the editorial team's experience at the International Builder Show in Vegas, and we'll very briefly touch upon some of the impressive kitchen and bath tech that our writers saw at the co-located Kitchen and Bath Industry Show. But for the most part, we'll be chatting about IBS. Having said that, we don't have time for a very deep dive into each technology category. If you'd like to know more about a specific tech category, I encourage you to visit our website. The Tech Home Builder e-magazine goes into depth in categories like home automation, kitchen, bath, and laundry, energy and water, HVAC and IAQ, entertainment and AV, electrical and lighting, and more. You'll also find builder profile stories there so you can discover exactly how other builders are tackling tech, whether that be in production, multifamily, or even luxury custom homes. We'll also have our IBS Wrap-Up special report available for download next week. This webcast is being recorded and will be available for video replay tomorrow at techhomebuilder.com/webcasts. As for some housekeeping notes regarding the cast, we'll try to save some time for questions at the end of our discussion. If at any point during the session you have a question, you can type it into the control panel on the right side of your screen. So, without further ado, I'll introduce our editorial team. Andrea Medeiros is a multimedia journalist turned tech reporter. She has 7 years of experience writing, as well as shooting, editing, and producing her own videos. Casey Meserve and Kelly Mello joined us from the Gatehouse Media editorial department. From 2010 to 2013, they were local editors for various patch sites covering community news in south of Boston communities. Steve Withrow. Steve is a writer and award-winning author with 15 years of experience in science, medicine, technology, and the arts. On your screen, you should see their contact information there. If you have a home you're particularly proud of that incorporates technology, we want to hear about it. We're always looking for stories from our builders. You can reach out to us independently at the email addresses listed on your screen or at editorial@techhomebuilder.com. With that being said, let's jump in. The 17th Annual International Builder Show, hosted by the National Association of Home Builders, was a home technology feast for the eyes and ears, and over 55,000 building professionals attended, an 8% increase over last year. The expo floor was 478,000 square feet, and there was plenty of tech to look at with more than 1,200 exhibitors. So I thought we'd open it up for discussions with some of the interesting builder conversations you had at the show. Steve, tell us a little bit about MBK Homes.
Sure. MBK Homes is a boutique regional developer located in Southern California. And MBK has really changed its business model quite a bit over the years to integrate tech into its sales pitches. MBK is not only a for sale single and multifamily residence builder, but they are also deeply involved in rental properties and apartment property acquisition. MBK has, I think they're really in the sweet spot as far as technology goes, because they're able to offer a range of options depending on who their customer is. About 10 years ago, MBK got caught up in the green tech boom and found out that the hype around green technology didn't pan out as well as they had hoped. And in some cases, they lost money on some of their tech investments. But they've weathered the housing recession and then the recovery. And now they're really looking to target exactly who their customer is and to see what their expectations for technology what their expectations are. This is allowing MBK to really zero in on exactly what their customer is willing to pay for in terms of tech. And being a California builder, you really have to be at the forefront of the market. You have to be very tech savvy because of the price of land and the scarcity of land there. MBK does this exceptionally well, and they offer options from the very top of the market with full total home automation down to very simple convenience-based technologies such as silent garage door openers in multifamily homes, to solar panels on carports in common areas, things that the average consumer may not even be particularly aware of, but make a big difference in the quality of life for their experience as a home owner. MBK Homes has talked a lot about the real importance of knowing your market, knowing what makes a transit-oriented consumer, for example, somebody who might be a millennial or a Gen Xer. What are the tech options that are really going to make the most sense for them at that stage of their lives, and then aging that up through the boomers and even older people who are looking to age in place. So in order to really be an expert on that gamut of technology, you have to be in an environment like IBS, where you're going to be seeing a whole range of manufacturers and learning about the latest and greatest that's out there.
It seems like they really know their audience, and they've really done their research as far as tech options for each different category.
They definitely have. MBK, I think, is a model of the kind of forward-thinking and data-driven building that other builders, I think, are going to pick up on if they haven't already. So MBK definitely, the units that they're building in Southern California are not only beautifully designed, but they're really tech integrated right from the start, and I think that's exciting.
Absolutely. Andrea, can you talk to us a little bit about Traditions of America, which I believe is a 55 and older community, correct?
Yeah, 55 and over, and it's multifamily, and their motto's kind of been, forget the millennials, tech trends are for the 55 and over crowd. They're trying to break that stereotype that older clients can't adapt to tech. Traditions of America is evolving now because it's 65 and under clients have already spent most of their lives using technology, if you really think about it, and the entire consumer base will eventually be tech savvy as these people age. So they're focusing on things that give people the ability to manage their water heater systems remotely from a smartphone application, and the ability with the touch of a button to reduce energy consumption. These are smart buyers. These are 55 plus buyers. They have the money, but they just want things that are going to make their lives easier, more convenient, and save time. So Traditions of America is already using Apple TVs in its model homes, clubhouses, and welcome centers. Also uses Apple iPads to display homeowner testimonials as part of the company's Buying Made Easy program. And we say Buying Made Easy because, keep in mind, these consumers are older, so Traditions of America focuses on demonstrations and education, allowing the older home buyers the ability to touch, feel, and figure out whether they can utilize that type of tech. So, as I said, Traditions of America's already dipped into tech, but they're looking into a little bit more technology. And the reason why is because tech has paid off for them. The company's revenue has grown 20% annually. And last year, Traditions of America closed 260 homes in 5 communities for a total revenue of $105 million. So some of the new technologies they're looking into are Nest Learning Thermostat, which, as you know, is very popular. A lot of other companies are modeling their thermostats after Nest. They're also looking into Control 4 that integrates lighting control, music, home theater, climate control, security, smartphones, and tablets. The QuickSet Kivo, which allows the lock to operate by just a touch. And also the Apple HomeKit. Traditions of America seems to be very interested in Apple. The HomeKit isn't even out yet. It's a framework in iOS 8 that hasn't been released, as I said, and it's for communicating with and controlling connected devices in the home. So Nathan Jameson focuses on 4 key reasons to integrate. That's why he's getting into all of this. Convenience. Buyers want it if it saves time or improves their quality of life. Money saving. These type of mature customers want to know the impact on their wallet. As I said, they're the smart customer. This is really interesting. The competitive advantage, to give buyers a reason to leave the old and buy new, because think about it, you're focusing on 55 plus, they've probably already owned a home. We need to give them an incentive to leave that home and move into a home that's more tech savvy, easier for their lives. And not only that, but it enhances operational efficiencies for the company, because now they have all this tech, it makes their jobs easier. They can focus on new acquisitions and current clients. And while we're talking about Traditions of America and how it functions, it's really interesting how not only they introduce this technology and train their employees, but also how they function on a daily basis. The model kind of is, if you're going to sell tech, you have to use tech. So they use the Integrated Home Builder Management System, which is IHMS. That might be how you know it, IHMS. It's an enterprise software that helps Traditions of America stay connected with its subcontractors, vendors, and suppliers. So those subcontractors, vendors, and suppliers can view work orders and purchase orders and communicate directly with construction managers. The other interesting thing that Nathan Jameson of Traditions of America talked to me about is how they create even more bonds with these vendors when they're training their employees. They have a vendor come in, train the employees, and then one of those employees becomes kind of the go-to person at the company, because that kind of mitigates the us versus them mentality that a lot of companies deal with when they're trying to introduce change or introduce new technology.
And it needs to be integrated, because if you're just saying, talk to my integrator about that, you're kind of taking yourself away from the ownership of that, house as a builder.
And it's not going to be as attractive to the home buyer.
Talk to somebody else about the tech.
They want to see that you kind of know what's going on if they're going to pick you over the other guy.
Sure.
The other thing that they were really excited about at IBS is that there was more of an emphasis on home and life safety devices. And as you can imagine, that's huge for the 55 plus crowd. We're talking about aging in place, all of that there. So very, very excited to be at IBS, and Nathan Jameson is very focused on introducing these new technologies at Traditions of America.
Thank you very much. So we're going to dive into Luxury Custom Builder, the new American home. There was photos of it everywhere just a week or so before IBS. Probably the sexiest home I've seen in a while. Our in-house new American home expert, Kelly Mello, can tell us a little bit about that and what builders had to say about it.
Yep, I spoke with Tyler Jones, the co-owner of Blue Heron, the luxury builder in Las Vegas. As Jillian mentioned, they built this year's new American home in addition to 2 previous years. This home has it all. When you first go through the gate, the walkway is surrounded by a sort of moat that leads to a patio with a fire pit and outdoor television. It's a total bachelor pad, and after throwing back a few, I can see partygoers falling in if the exterior lighting isn't on. Continuing with lighting, one of the first things you notice inside the home are the lighting fixtures from Lamps Plus. They're like giant LED snowflakes. They're a great focal point.
Those were beautiful.
The kitchen is outfitted with Bosch's new Benchmark collection, including a double-wall oven, which Casey will talk about later. The kitchen also included the custom Benchmark dishwasher, which is said to save a ton of energy and water, and the Benchmark cooktop that features a 20,000 BTU dual-stack center burner. The great room, one of the walls is made up entirely of Sierra Pacific sliding glass pocket doors with hidden shades. I believe some of those doors are actually motorized as well. The home's automation system tracks the sun's path throughout the day, and it automatically adjusts the shading in the room. It also integrates with the Trane ComfortLink thermostat. The home has 2 bars. In the first, a 2-way mirror reveals a 3-screen television. When it's not in use, it looks just like a normal mirror. The bar counter is backlit with LEDs for what the tour guides call the right amount of Vegas bling. Perhaps the biggest piece of eye candy in the new American home is the second level bar. It's complete with yet another countertop lit by LEDs. And to the left is a glass-enclosed wine storage area with climate control. In the spa area is Kohler's Bubble Massage Bath. Its ceiling-to-floor faucet gives it a Playboy Mansion kind of feel. The jets are programmable for a full body or targeted massage. Sexy. If bathtubs aren't your thing, I'm telling you, it was really sexy. There's a separate showering space for the people who don't really like bathtubs. Everything from the temperature, spray intensity, and water angle is controlled by a digital menu. The his and hers Kohler vanities are equipped with televisions inside the mirrors so homeowners can catch up on the news while getting ready in the morning. It also has an elevator, the home that is, with one of the entrances near the two garages. The second garage houses the Bro-Newtone central vac system. One of the garages also has an EV charging station and a gas fill-up station. The garage door opener is LiftMaster's Elite Series, equipped with MyQ technology to enable homeowners to monitor garage activity from smart devices. And Casey's actually working on a really cool garage tech story, which you should definitely check out next week.
That's been fun to write.
Yeah. The cost to incorporate the technology represents about 12% of the total construction cost, but Jones says it's worth it to gain a competitive advantage. Of course, all of this tech doesn't come standard in Blue Heron's typical homes. In fact, they don't have a standard tech offering, although they estimate about 10% of the total cost is tech in their homes. Instead, it sets clients up with an extensive wiring package infrastructure, and the integrator takes over from there since they know all about the current offerings and can better determine the client's needs through questionnaires and conversations. The tech is also marketed through Blue Heron Model Homes and integrator showrooms. Founded in 2004, Blue Heron allows clients to choose from pre-designed custom homes, which have predetermined floor plans with tech add-ons. It's like a custom home, but a lot less expensive at around $1 million. Yes, less expensive. The true custom homes, they start at around $1.5 million and sell up to $7 million, and they start with a complete blank slate. But in all cases, Jones says that communication and coordination between the designers, general contractors, and the technology integrator are critical to creating a seamless home building process.
Thanks, Kelly. We can talk about tech till we're blue in the face, but it all starts with consumer demand, and that's really going to push builders to jump on the evolution of the home. Lowe's did a consumer survey this summer, and there were some pretty interesting trends that they found. Results show that 52% of the more than 2,000 U.S. adults that were surveyed felt that having a smart home is at least somewhat important to them. So if you look at the next few slides here, it has some of the demographics built out. 70% want to control something in their house from their smartphone or tablet from their bed. Of the top, 44% want to adjust the thermostat, 39% want to turn on the lights, and 27% said they want to start the coffee pot. 40% of the respondents said that seeing a lowering of their energy bill was a benefit and a definite top reason to own some smart home products. And of course, security continues to be one of the top reasons. If you look here, we're definitely going to see more MPERS monitoring devices for children, just knowing that your kid is safely at school, and obviously video surveillance at the door, being able to see your child come home and off the school bus safe is something that's very important. Men are more likely than women to use any of the options to monitor their kids. I thought that was very interesting. I would think that moms would.
That is really interesting.
But so it just that highlights security, diminished energy costs, and convenience continue to be those three top reasons why folks are jumping on the smart home trend. And the IBS winners definitely solve some of these wants. Casey, you want to talk about the winners?
Sure. I think the Best of IBS awards prove that the ease of installation and costs are big factors for builders who are interested in technology, and the judges tended to like products that are simple, cost-effective, and really just sensible. Mm-hmm. My favorite company to talk about is Big Ass Fans. They're actually a founder of the Thread Group.
Love their logo.
They have the best logo. They're a founding member of the Thread Group, and they won Best Home Technology Product for the Haiku 52-inch ceiling fan with SenseMe technology that actually links the fan to the Nest thermostat. Now, with Nest and the Haiku, homeowners can actually set the temperature higher in the summer and still feel cool because of the way the fan's motion works. The fan can also work without the Nest, and it has temperature and humidity sensors. The most innovative building product was the One Touch Electric Stairway by Marwin. And this is an attic stairway, and I think this product is great for those of us who are height challenged. And there are a few of us in this room.
You didn't have to point it out.
So what this does, it's just a button that unlatches the door panel and allows the stairway to slide to the floor. CEO Andy Davis said the product changes the way a homeowner can access a forgotten aspect of their home. This product actually solves a problem that aging boomers and those of us who are too short to reach the pull handle have. The best kitchen product was the Bosch Benchmark Wall Oven, and this was in the New American Home, as Kelly mentioned. This oven has a slide opening door option for better ergonomic access, and the EcoChef function saves energy by using the residual heat of the oven capacity to complete the cooking process. That's pretty cool. The judges liked the side-hung door, and also they said that it's, quote, great for anyone who is height challenged and makes it so much easier to remove that heavy turkey. The best in show winner is actually pretty interesting. It is very inexpensive and simple, and that's what the judges liked best about the Snap Raise Guide Light by Snap Power. And I think Andrea can talk a little bit about that.
Definitely. Production builders are especially now looking to dip into tech, and they're trying to figure out ways to do that. We all know tech is trendy, but it also, some of those home automation systems, they can be pretty pricey, and production builders, they don't have a need for that in a lot of their homes. But they are still looking, a lot of the builders I talk to, they're looking for ways to differentiate themselves, looking for ways to make themselves stand out to the home buyers. As you mentioned, Snap Power's Snap Raise Guide Light is actually only 6 months old. This booth was so packed, it was hard for me to even talk to the founder, Sean Watkins. There were so many builders interested in this product. So it's a nighttime task lighting. It's built into the cover plate of an outlet, so builders don't even have to wire it. The product's $12 to $15 each. Now, typically to hardwire a light is $60 to $90 for installation, so you're saving a lot of money here. And this is only the first product that they're coming out with. The guide light snaps over that cover plate. Like I said, the company's also coming out with another product. It's a USB port that also snaps onto the cover plate. That's supposed to come out in March. They're running a Kickstarter campaign right now to get that product started. And a lot of builders were interested in that. Everyone's using their smartphones. They keep them by their bed, whether that's good or not, but you snap a cover plate on there with a USB port, and it's super easy for the home buyer to use.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely. Another product that was popular, Brio put this one out. It's also a cover plate for the outlet. It's the Smart Outlet and Safe Outlet. They use technology that adds a dormant state to the electrical outlet. So this is for the safe home that a lot of parents are interested in. The outlet only supplies electricity when it's needed, protecting children and pets and reducing the risk of fire. So if you have a kid, Kelly, your little one that you're expecting, if he stuffs a key or anything metal in that outlet, it's not going to cause an issue. It's going to be safe. So there were two outlets that go along with this. Brio Safe is the basic product. It focuses on electrical safety only. It costs about $35 per unit. They also have Brio Smart, which monitors carbon monoxide, water events, and fire in the home. It sends an alert through an app to the smartphone. That goes for $79 per unit, but you would intermix these throughout the home. Jillian, I know you were really interested in the design of this
I love
outlet.
it.
It's
so
cool.
unique that they made it round. I like it.
It's actually an ex-Sony design team that worked on that, so it's meant to be affordable, it's meant to be safe, and it's also meant to be attractive to the first-time home buyer. Another product, it's a little bit more expensive, but it goes along with the healthy home. It's the Pentair EverPure filter. It reduces emerging contaminants in drinking water, such as pharmaceuticals, over-the-counter medications, and manufacturing compounds like BPA. It's 50% larger filter than some of the other ones they have put out. The filter is also 100% recyclable, so definitely healthy,
Cool.
and also kind of a green technology. The H300 NXT drinking water system goes for $479.99. I think you might be able to find it cheaper on some sites. I kind of looked around. The filters, which they recommend you change once a year, are $179.99. So as I said, a little bit more on the pricier end for a production home builder, but you could put all of these technologies in a home for just a little over $500. That's not too bad.
No, not at all.
So very exciting products there.
Speaking of filters and sinks, kitchen and bath, Kelly, tell us a little bit about what you saw.
While my colleagues were diving into the International Builders Show, I had the pleasure of focusing on KBIS, where you could tell that the outdoor kitchen trend is still going strong. They increase a home's value. In fact, a couple of builders I spoke with a few months back, like Now Custom Homes and Partners in Building, they make them standard in each of their homes. At KBIS, I met with president of Coyote Outdoor Grill, Jim Janaki. I saw his grills in a few booths that were showing their outdoor kitchen cabinetry, like Danver and Brown Jordan Outdoor Kitchens. Their cabinets house just about any outdoor kitchen appliance. And even if you live in, say, New England, where we're still digging our way out of all the snow, the stainless steel and powder coat finishes protect against the elements. Danver will actually be at our summit in this March. As for appliances themselves, Jim demoed the CSL 36 grill, which has a total of 95,000 BTUs between all of the burners. He also showed me the Coyote Power Burner for specialty cooking, which has an output of 1,000 to 60,000 BTUs, the outdoor rated refrigerator, bar caddy, and fully loadable sink and faucet. For the indoor kitchen, Decor flaunted its voice-activated Discovery IQ dual fuel range. From an Android interface, users can select from a variety of cooking modes. Anything you can do on the oven interface, you can do on the app, which is also available for iOS devices. Even better, you can give basic voice commands to set the temperature, timer, and cook mode. Andrea actually had the chance to check out Thermador's Freedom Induction Cooktop, Star Burner, and refrigerator with multi-flow air system, if you want to talk more about that.
Sure, I'll make it quick here. Let's start with the 3-in-1 Star Burner. It's not only cool to look at, it looks like a star, it's 5-point design. Isn't just for show. It creates a perimeter 56% longer than a round burner of the same size, which allows for more flame ports. And it's that flame spread that allows it to have a faster boiling time. You can boil 6 quarts of water in 12 minutes and 42 seconds.
That's big.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's pretty neat. You don't have to wait that long for your pasta to get done. It also has good airflow because it sits on a pedestal, and that also allows for easier cleaning. So that's a big thing. It's always hard to clean under your burners. I find myself, I'll do that next week. So this makes it a little bit easier. The Freedom Induction Cooktop, they say Freedom for a reason. Induction technology's been out for a while, but the Freedom part of it means there are no demarcations on this cooktop. So you can put a pot down wherever you want. It'll sense it and push heat to that area. You can put up to 4 pots on that cooktop, and even if you move them around, they'll be able to tell, well, they won't be, but the oven will be able to tell,
That
or the
is really
cooktop will
neat.
be able to tell where your pot is. So that's pretty neat. Also, the multi-flow air system, you don't have to worry about putting your milk on the door anymore of your fridge. It uses this cooling vent system that runs through the door, so it keeps the entire refrigerator between plus and minus 1.5 degrees. So there are no worries about one part of the refrigerator being cooler or warmer than the other. So that's pretty effective.
Wine coolers were also everywhere at KBIS. I saw quite a few from Lieber, True, and others. Many have dual zones to keep the reds and whites at ideal temperatures. True's home security integration feature alerts homeowners to power outages or open doors.
That is really cool. So if you have, a teenager at home and the door opens, you're getting an alert to your phone.
Mm-hmm. I'm not really a fan of wine, so my favorite kitchen tech product was True's dual tap dispenser. It reminds me of Scanomat's top brewer with the spout coming out of the counter, but instead of coffee, it pours beer. The keg and CO2 are housed in a cabinet underneath, so in a few months, I don't know, maybe I'll have to ask my husband for one.
Whirlpool is also hopefully coming out with a kegerator as part of its garage works technology.
That's awesome.
Cool.
During the Ultimate Foodie Kitchen session, someone from Urban Cultivator made a shameless plug that actually worked on me about their automated herb watering unit. We got some video, so be sure to check that out on our Tech Home Builder website along with a bunch of other kitchen and bath products.
We also have Dipping Into Tech on there, so be sure to check out the videos we have online.
Touchless tech was big at the kitchen and bath show from companies like Moen and Delta Faucet that use infrared sensors. If you did stop by, you couldn't help but to see Kohler's gigantic booth. They had one of the cooler products I saw the entire 3 days I was there, the DT Plus shower control. From the interface outside of the shower, users can control temperature, steam, different color lights, and even music. It's like having a therapeutic spa in your bathroom. The 2-valve system can also create 2 different temperature zones for a his and her shower. And Delta, they had something very similar. The Odyssey digital shower. It did not have a chromotherapy feature, but it did have a pause button on the interface and a start feature on a remote so you can get the shower ready when you first wake up. And when you get out of the shower, your mirrors are likely all steamed up. But Roburn's M-Series fully electric bathroom cabinet, there's a heat coil inside of the cabinet door that acts as a defogger. The cabinet also has a little TV in the lower corner. They also charge devices and you can plug in your hair dryers with the various electric and USB outlets. For lighting, there are LEDs on occupancy sensors and a night light that runs on a timer. The company's AIO cabinet may not have a TV or defogger, but it does have task lighting inside and out that can be dimmed by a capacitive touch switch. So those are a few of the cool things that I saw at KBIS. Next up is Steve, who is going to talk about solar.
So solar power really was everywhere at IBS, and one thing I learned is that California is really well ahead of the rest of the country in terms of its solar adoption. And builders in California are pretty well versed in the benefits of solar power. But there hasn't been that much research done about the true value of solar power outside of California over a long period of time. So at IBS, I got the chance to go to a session where they reviewed a new study called Selling into the Sun, which was funded by the Department of Energy's Sunshot Initiative. And this report really quantified that solar adds significant value to homes across 8 states. And it was a 14-year study, so there was much more data that came out of this than any previous study. Some of the conclusions that the researchers came to were that home buyers consistently have been willing to pay more for a property with photovoltaic rooftop solar panels across a variety of states, housing and PV markets, and home types. Average market premiums across the full sample of homes were about $4 per watt or $15,000 for a typical PV system. Another conclusion was that the premiums held true outside of California as well as within California, and that was good for states that are trying to adopt solar en masse. Some states they mentioned were New Jersey, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and several others. Lastly, this study really took into account what solar brings to the home buyer, and what they gathered was that a green cachet exists for PV homes. That is, buyers might be willing to pay a certain amount just for having any size of PV system on their homes. And another interesting thing about this report was that it was a collaboration between behind-the-scenes researchers at Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory and a green home appraiser, so someone who really is on the front lines of the building industry. So just that alone, bringing those people together, was very important. Lastly, about solar, I had a great opportunity to talk with Solar City, one of the major players, probably the biggest player in the solar market. And that was a fascinating look at why consumers are starting to adopt solar, and one of the reasons are the government incentives and the utility incentives that are being offered, and new kinds of lease plans and purchase plans that Solar City and others are offering.
I think that's really important, quantifying the value of rooftop solar as people go to purchase a home. How much is it really worth to them as they see a home with solar on it. It's probably vain of me, but I feel like the solar panels aren't that sexy to look at on a rooftop. They kind of look clunky, and one way people are overseeing that are folks like Dow Powerhouse Solar Shingles, where the shingles are actually built with solar, and you'll see that in the bottom left hand corner of your screen there.
Yeah, it's really neat.
It looks like we're getting a little short on time, so Casey, I'm going to ask you to be a little brief, but home automation, very sexy category. Let's talk about it.
Sure. I talked with Savant's Tim McInerney. He said that builders are looking at a smart home technology as becoming a necessity, and it's becoming a tipping point for home buyers. If they'll choose a home that has smart technology over a home that doesn't have it if the price point is the same. Savant looks at itself as a software company rather than a home automation company, which is pretty interesting.
Sure.
And they think that features and functionality are going to come via software versus these chunks of hardware that you have to rip open your walls to install. Mm-hmm. And that's the infrastructure that they're actually installing in new homes will lead to being able to just send out a push notification. Hey, update your house while you're updating your phone, I also talked with Claire Controls. They're offering the My Claire Home app, which allows users to have a lot more control over their system than they used to have with Claire Controls. They can look at schedules, create new routines, turn them off and on. These are all things that not all home automation companies have had in the past. Claire's also finding that builders are working with them are getting a higher take rate when they include a smart home ready package in their homes, which it would be like a no additional cost to buyers, but then they can go in and offer additional packages on top of that, and the buyer can roll the cost of that into their monthly mortgage payment, and it's no different than a carpeting or a cabinetry option. And I think Andrea had some interesting conversations as well.
Yes, I talked to AT&T Digital Life. If you have AT&T, you probably got an email recently. They're really trying to push this now, especially with builders. So what they've done is they've integrated home security and home automation into one single platform, which would be on your smartphone or if you go online or on your computer. So when the front door opens, it breaks a contact and it can set off a chain of events. Different lights come on, your thermostat can change temperature, your cameras can take a video and text it to you, different things like that. A lot of these companies are working on similar products. I also stopped by Nortech's booth. They're launching their GC3. It actually won't be out till this summer, and that also focuses on being able to access your thermostat, door locks, lighting, light bulbs, stuff like that, all from your device. It uses Wi-Fi. A lot of them also use Z-Wave. Things like that are very popular right now.
And we also talked to a lot of thermostat companies. Every HVAC company that I saw pretty much dragged me over to their thermostat display and told me all about their thermostats. One of them was Rheem. They have the EcoNet system, which uses a smart thermostat and an app. The thermostat has a 4.7-inch touch screen. Everybody needs the touch screen. But the app also gives the same functionality to comfort levels. But the EcoNet also offers diagnostic alerts. So it keeps an eye on the HVAC components and issues alerts that pinpoint anything that's wrong with the unit and suggest what parts are needed to fix it. They also provide leak detection alerts if water gets too close to the hot water heater. American Standard has the AccuLink Platinum 950, which has a 7-inch color screen, and it's compatible with American Standard's AccuLink communicating system and variable speed systems. The thermostat can monitor all of the HVAC systems, features a 5-day weather forecast, but you need a bridge in order to connect to the internet to get that forecast. Trane has the ComfortLink 2 XL950 Home Comfort Command Center. It has a 7-inch high-def color screen and an easy-to-use interface. It tracks the local forecast and radar, and it is compatible with the Nexia Home Intelligence, which enables homeowners to remotely control their home's heating and comfort controls from any web-enabled computer or smart device. And one of the things that I really noticed about all these HVAC companies is that they're following Nest. They're following this trend that Nest has created.
Sure.
But their HVAC systems do not use Nest platform Thread. And this is one of the things I noticed, that there's all these devices out there, and a lot of home builders I talked to mentioned it as well. There's all these devices, but there's not one platform that you can that talks to all of them. And that, I think, is going to be an issue in the future.
Absolutely. I think that kind of nicely dovetails into the future of home tech.
Yeah, that's what Savant's Tim McInerney said. In the next 4 to 6 years, 50% of all homes will have some level of control and automation. And builders have the ability to either make money or leave it on the table with this trend. And having a smart home ready home is appealing to people of all ages and income brackets. One of the sessions I attended, Chad Davis of the NAHB says the industry is currently focused on the bling, like connected lightings and automated shading and things like that. But it's the connectivity and automation and the sensor technology that will be available that is going to make building and operating a home more affordable for not only the homeowner but the home builder as well, and it'll be much more efficient. We're talking about sensors that can tell you if you have a leak in the roof and give you the option to notify the contractor for repairs. But the problem, as Davis said, and several home builders I met said, that there's currently no standard platform for these devices. And he says, until we have standardization, we're not going to have the cohesion needed to drive this forward. So Nest and Thread is basically the poster child for a platform, but a lot of device makers are developing closed platforms. I know Apple has the HomeKit, which will be coming out soon. That's going to be a closed platform. But so it seems to be kind of Android versus Apple or PC versus Mac on a home scale. So it seems like if a major software developer, whether it's Thread, whether it's Apple or somebody else, can take over the platform market, that could lead to all sorts of new issues and opportunities for manufacturers and home builders. There'll be so much data being processed and created by these devices that there's so much more that they can do in the future. I think, Andrea, you had some interesting information about the data.
Yeah, I also wanted to talk a little bit about, you talked about lowering operating costs and what this data can do. Energy, I went to a session that talked about a similar topic. Energy is 30% of the home operating costs, and cooling and heating is 40% of that cost. So what they're saying is homeowners are going to use the technology and the data that's going to help them save money. And you kind of touched on it too. where we're headed real soon, they use an analogy of your car. You wake up in the morning, you look at your smartphone, you get a text from your car that says you got a flat tire, fix it before your 7 a.m. meeting. Where we really want to be is when you wake up and you see your smartphone and it says your truck is a flat tire and AAA is waiting in your driveway to fix it. So
Sure.
it's
Yeah.
and Steve can speak to this as well. It kind of talks about all this data's flying around, but the homeowner doesn't necessarily need to know this data. It's all going to do it for you, and all of them are going to communicate with each other, and you don't really need to be involved.
Yeah, we're really entering what they call a disintermediated world, and that will have challenges when devices are talking to other devices, and no human being is going to have any part in it. But it will present amazing opportunities for all of us. To live in a world where your walls can monitor you while you're sleeping and say,
It's a little creepy.
we need to adjust the temperature or change the lighting or the mood music. And then it can also give you tracking over a period of weeks and see how well you've been sleeping and how it's benefiting your health or hurting your health.
Will it rock me to sleep?
You just might. But one of the great things about going to IBS was you're not only able to see the latest and greatest technologies, but you're able to get a sense of where everything is going to go and areas that nobody's thinking about yet. Just things in our imaginations that can take form. We've got these products that are all independent for the most part now. Even though they're connected, they don't all work together in a seamless ecosystem. But that's going to become very popular and very important in the next 5 to 10 years. It won't be that long before entire communities will be networked together. And if you start to think about where that will go, you're going to be in a society that's taking better advantage of connectivity. We're not just at the gadget stage at that point. We're really at the entire sort of universal mode of these systems. And it was a real honor, I think, for all of us to go to IBS. And it was very exciting to see the current state of technology and to start to imagine where all this technology will lead.
And a lot of the builders are wondering where it's going to lead, and a lot of them are kind of waiting for that so-called ball to drop to find out where it's going to go. They're looking to the custom and luxury builders. The production builders are kind of being like, hey, wait, let's see what happens next, and then maybe I'll dive in once I see how it goes for them.
Yeah. And I mean, absolutely, there's a lot of production builders that are really kicking butt with technology. Not to say that there are not production builders that are doing so. Chad Williams with Pepper Viner, he's offering home automation as standard in all of his homes. So I hate to cut us short. We're a little over time. We have a ton of questions here. I'll just select one. What home automation system is built into the new American home?
Well, that would be the Crestron automation system. It's primarily for luxury homes, but they are getting into the production builder market as well. They're coming to our events, I believe.
Yes, Crestron, absolutely. You're probably seeing more of the luxury custom homes, as Kelly said, but starting to offer more affordable packages for, production purposes. On behalf of the Tech Home Builder editorial team, I want to thank all of you for attending today's webcast. We appreciate your time. Please feel free to reach out to any one of us individually. We love chatting about technology and the projects that you're working on. We'll see you next time.